Hi, my name is Ashish Gadvi. I'm a director on Coronation Street. We're here in the iconic Rover's Return, and I'm going to be here talking about my director's notes.
Isn't it possible she already suspected you and her sister were having an affair?
No.
And equally possible she knew about the photo all along.
Just stop!
So one of the skills you learn as a director over time is being able to scout talent in much the same way that a football manager would do. And you're constantly receiving self-tapes from actors, show reels from DOPs, writing samples from writers. You're constantly meeting and coming into contact with loads of really wonderful creative people. I was lucky enough to train a group of actors not long ago, and one of the actors who came along to the training was Lawrence James Davis, who plays Rowan's barrister in our episode.
This is a photo of you kissing the sister of your partner, Miss Battersby, is it not?
Yes.
Lawrence almost immediately impressed me, and I thought that he was incredibly talented and thought he deserved the chance to showcase what he can do on screen.
But you didn't pay him any money, did you?
No.
And he didn't show her the photo either, did he?
No.
He had never acted in Coronation Street before and had only done some limited acting for screen and television. And when I received the scripts for these episodes and read the role of Rowan's barrister, I immediately thought of Lawrence and thought that he should audition for the role. And this role was no mean feat because he had scenes with Amy, with Nick, and with Leanne. But it's the scene with Nick, played by Ben Price, that I really want to talk about today, because it was a really interesting scenario for me as a director, because you had an actor who had never acted in Coronation Street before, who needed to dominate an actor who had played the role for over a decade in this cross-examination in the court. And I think Lawrence did a fantastic job in this scene, but I think one of the things that really elevated his performance was actually Ben's performance, because he was really showing us just how much pressure Nick was under.
Stop! I will not have you infer that Leanne had anything to do with this, okay? Rowan manipulated her. He manipulated all of us.
Why should we trust your words, Mr. Tilsley?
So despite the difference in experience levels between the two actors in this scene, you had a scenario in which they were both bouncing off each other so well. And when they actually rehearsed this scene on set before we started shooting, it was absolutely electric, and they had the entire crew in the palm of their hands.
Well, she confided in him about your relationship issues, didn't she?
I've no idea.
So here you have a very rare scenario, one actor who had never acted in Coronation Street before, and one actor who has been in the role for over a decade now, coming together to create something which I thought was absolutely magical.
This is a photo of you kissing the sister of your partner, Miss Battersby, is it not?
Yes. Yeah, but that's not the crime here. Rowan demanded £20,000 or he'd show Leanne the photo.
But you didn't pay him any money, did you?
No.
And he didn't show her the photo either, did he?
No. She found it first.
Convenient. It was Miss Battersby who originally asked you to invest the money, wasn't it?
Yes, but I told her the bank refused the loan. She told Rowan, and he blackmailed me.
My client could have been acting at her behest, could he not?
No.
He and Miss Battersby were close, weren't they?
Well, I mean, if you want to call it that.
Well, she confided in him about your relationship issues, didn't she?
I've no idea.
Well, she stayed at his house once after an argument you two had had.
I'm sorry, why is this relevant?
Isn't it possible she already suspected you and her sister were having an affair?
No.
And equally possible she knew about the photo all along.
Just stop! Stop! I will not have you infer that Leanne had anything to do with this, okay? Rowan manipulated her. He manipulated all of us.
Why should we trust your words, Mr. Tilsley? You defend your partner, and yet you were cheating on her with her own sister. You are clearly a practiced liar, are you not?